average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. You know, there is no
I don't want black women to act like white women.
Excited to have you amazing viewers in an exciting time and comfort for life. I share a collection of TikTok videos for educational purposes. I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok of this German lady. Let's call her a savior, because what she did to this average black man is what saviors do. So I'll let you listen to what she has to say. I can't explain it better. You can see she's very articulated and you can hear everything that she has to say. And afterward, we'll listen to a few stitches that I came across and let me know what you think.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average Black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity, because I was not loud, I was not screaming, I was not trying to, you know, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him, because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say, right? So I was clean, I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this, because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him, you know? Like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. You know, there is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family. Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then? So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. It doesn't matter if they're young, it doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown, because unfortunately, a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say by choice, but I don't believe them.
I don't give a fuck how many valid points that German woman had, or if she was right or wrong. She don't get a chance to speak on black women, black love, black marriages, and black anything. And this is coming from a black woman that's been with her black husband for 15 years. And I ride for black men. You understand what I'm saying? The problem is, black men and black women are failing each other. We're not hearing each other. We're not loving each other. We're not respecting each other. It's too much trauma. And what's happening is we're starting to look at other races as though they are our savior. You're my savior, a white man, or a white woman. And all. Don't you see what the fuck is happening? She has not walked a mile in a black woman's shoes. She has not seen what a black woman has seen. She has not experienced the trauma that a black woman has experienced. That's the same thing with white men. White men have not walked a mile in black men's shoes. You understand what I'm saying? They are not out here being racially profiled. So for black people, black women and black men to look at that and say, well, she right. She had valid points. I don't give a fuck how many valid points she had. You still got black women out here like myself that's pushing black love, that's telling you, hey, this is how you do it. Now, some women might get it and some women might not. The same thing. We need more black men that's in love with black women, that respects black women, that protects black women, to step up and say, yo, this shit that we seeing online, this shit ain't real, because we still out here. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody white gonna be able to tell me anything about my own people that I already don't fucking know. We know how fucked up it is. We know the number that was did on us. We know for a fact the reason why black women are not as soft and submissive as other races. We know that. Just like we know why some black men are in the situation that they in. We already know that. We don't need nobody else coming in here telling us nothing, because this shit is in-house. It started in-house. We gonna deal with it in-house. Ain't no motherfucking body over in Yugoslavia or Germany trying to tell a German woman what to do with her man. You understand what I'm saying? And they ain't gonna listen. And they ain't gonna agree with what the fuck our black asses is saying. And German men ain't gonna sit over there and run to black women and say, we love y'all, we want to be with y'all, we don't know how to do it with our own women. They this, they that. Do you see we are the fucking weakest links, bro? And we've been the weakest links. And that's why we don't have no family. That's why we don't have no fucking culture. Because we so quick to let other people and other culture and other races influence what the fuck we got going on. We need to learn how to stand up for ourselves. As a black woman, can't no other race tell me how to love my black man. And as my husband, as a black man, can't no other race tell him how to love his motherfucking black woman. That's the problem. Stop being in agreement with what the fuck other people and other races got to say and start listening. The thing is, as a black woman, I will be the first to admit, most black women are filled with trauma and don't know how to fucking unpack it and deal with it. Just like most black men are filled with fucking trauma and have no idea how to fucking unpack it and deal with it. So they don't know how to deal with each other. Yes, I hold black women accountable just like I hold black men accountable. Okay, the ones that's out here that's doing all this fighting each other and tearing each other down and I don't participate in that shit. You understand what I'm saying? This place is for black love and for the motherfuckers that's healed and that really want to learn and truly grow with each other and build with each other. I don't need nobody else from no other race, from no other place, from no other country to tell me a motherfucking thing that I don't already know. That's my stance on it. I said what I said. If you feel differently, agree to disagree. I don't give a fuck. But like I said, this is in-house over here, and I deal with it in-house over here. Ain't no motherfucking running to anybody that don't look like me. Praising, talking about some, you right, no, you're not right. Shut the fuck up and mind your own fucking business. Because that's their stance over there with they people, and this is my stance over here with my motherfucking people.
That German lady got on this here internet and said that she found an average black man that she introduced femininity and care and nurture to because he had never seen it. And he picked her over what he was used to dealing with. And then she went on to say this.
Black American family has barely a family unit. You know, there is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to.
And after she said that, she goes on to say that black women need to just accept that they're going to end up being by themselves. Because black men are tired of dealing with the loud mouth, the attitude, no care, no love, no nurturing, no family unit. And after listening to everything, baby, she right. She didn't tell not a lie. A lot of us were not raised in households where we seen wives be able to be wives because they had husbands that were being husbands. A lot of us grew up in environments where there were no black male role models. There were no fathers, grandfathers, uncles. So we don't know what the leadership of a man looks like. A lot of us grew up in environments where our mothers were literally operating in survival mode. So they weren't worried about teaching us how to cook and clean and be feminine. They were worried about making sure that the bills got paid and everybody was alive at the end of the day. But just because that's how we were raised, that does not mean that that's how we need to continue to exist. If you know that that behavior and that life didn't give your mother or your grandmother the results that they wanted, and it hasn't been giving you the results that you want, it's time for a change. Now, the family unit component is the truth. A lot of us today are still operating in survival mode. We're working long hours, working 2 jobs, trying to survive because it's just us. It's just me in the house. So I ain't got time to do breakfast. I ain't got time to do lunch, dinner. I'm running late. I'm doing this. And the reality is that's why I preach to people that we need to own businesses. We need to learn how to monetize our own natural gifts and talents. Because when you run your own business, you set your own rates and you set your own hours. So now you can be at home to set a family structure with your children. And when you get a husband, if you want one, with him as well. But when I tell y'all that is a fight. Men want to feel like men, so we need you to be men. And if these men are being like men and they're doing all the things that men need to do, what's wrong with us being women? I thought that's what we wanted. I thought we wanted to get into our soft girl era. So can we work on that? and stop being mad when somebody else points it out. After listening to everything, baby, she right.
A black woman is agreeing with a white German woman that black women are not competition to white women. Can 2024 just be done already?
I'm hoping by the end of this video, some have a little better understanding on why I speak about black women the way that I do. And I see the comments. So I understand y'all feel like I am always attacking black women. Who gives me the right to speak about black women? As a black woman yourself, why are you so comfortable tearing down other black women? Black women are the reason why I have the right to say what I say. Let me explain. Y'all see me on social media as a content creator, but in real life, I am a hairstylist. Have been a hairstylist for the last 17 years. I have done over 1,000 clients. I know more than 1,000, but we're just going to use that number as an easy estimate. In my 17 years, I have been able to have very intimate conversations with over 1,000 black women. Because y'all know our hair appointment is like an unofficial therapy session, right? Women come in and share all of their deepest, darkest secrets with me because they feel comfortable, because that's what the beauty salon is for. Now, although I would never sit here and tell you anybody's exact personal business, I will say this. I know that black women are not a monolith, but there are a lot of commonalities amongst a large majority of black women. If it doesn't apply to you, let it fly. That's fine. I'm glad you've had a good life. But a lot of black women are operating out of trauma. A lot of black women have childhood trauma that they never addressed. A lot of black women have made poor choices and now they victimize themselves because they want to blame everybody else for their choices. A lot of black women believe that because they look a certain kind of way, that they are exempt from also being good people. There are a lot of black women that have worked really hard and beat all odds and become highly educated, and they are business owners and property owners, and they doing their thing. So now they look down at other black men that aren't doing as much because I need somebody who's equally yoked. But you're forgetting somebody helped you. Somebody helped you get to where you are. Not all, but some. So I say all that to say that all of the black women that have a problem with what I'm saying, I've already encountered you. You have been sitting in my chair, or a woman very similar to you have been sitting in my chair for the last year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. And as you are telling me about all the things you don't like in your life, and I'm trying my best to offer help, I'm trying my best to suggest therapy, I'm trying my best to show you how to budget, I'm trying my best to show you, well, if you want a man to be nice to you, be nice to him. Guess what y'all haven't done? Changed. Y'all ain't done nothing that you say you want to do. All y'all want to do, not all, but some of these black women want to complain about it, play the victim so they can get some empathy and some type of, pass for it. Or they want to feel so high and mighty because look at who I am. Does that apply to all? Not at all. But does that apply to a good chunk? It sure does. And I say all of that to say, we will say we want better. We will say we want different. We will say we want good men and we want to get married. But I don't see none of these women really doing the work to get it. And I have watched some of these same women have incredible men and run them off. And then cry about he was just intimidated by me. No, he got tired of your mouth. That's it. That's my video. I definitely address that men need to be men and they need to be husbands so women can be wives. But I'm wrong for saying that because it's in agreement with a German woman. But here is something that I really want us to figure out. If it is somebody that is doing something better than you are, wouldn't that be the person that you would want to take advice from? So if black people have discovered a way to make better money, run better businesses, have better credit, and I'm not saying that they're better at marriage because that's not true. They just stay married because they look at marriage like a business. But if somebody has figured out how to do something better than what you are doing, why would you not want to take advice from that person? Now, listening to the German lady, now y'all are releasing more clips. See, the thing is, we don't always have the full clip. As a content creator, I made a video specifically from the 2-minute video that woman was addressing the family unit and black women being more feminine. Now that the rest of the clip is being released, she was triggering off. That's how she got that man.
I don't want black women to act like white women. I don't want black women to act like any other women. Therefore, I don't need any other women telling black women how to behave. Black women are clearly the standard, because why is everybody trying to target them and point the finger and saying, hey, we're better than them. You don't compare yourself to people who are at the bottom of the barrel. You compare yourself to the cream of the crop. That's what the world knows that black women are, the cream of the crop. And it just blows their mind, because how? We tried to destroy black women. We tried to take everything from them. We tried to take their men from them. We took their kids from them. How are they still standing? How are they still strong? Why are they still so creative? Why do we want to be like them so bad? All the mannerisms, they take it from black women. Period. Come from black women. The way they like to dance come from black women. The music that they love is catered to black women. I never see black women comparing themselves to other races. I've seen us get up here and compete against each other, but I don't never see us get up here and say, oh, you need to be more like this race, or you should be more like this race. It's always them trying to compare themselves to us, telling us how to be. Everybody trying to tell black women how to be. And before y'all go saying I'm pandering to black women, whatever, because I feel like as black men, it's our job to correct each other. It's our job to sharpen each other. Man sharp as man is iron sharp as iron. Like, black women are the ones who need to check black women. Anytime it's a black woman getting up here beside herself, a black woman need to stand up and check her. Anytime a black man up here bashing black women, a black man need to stand up and check her, because we don't hear it coming from the opposite sex. Y'all, please start asking yourselves, why are these people watching us so close and we're not paying attention to nothing that they doing? Just like Cat Williams said, everybody knows that we the truth except us. They just spread all this fake propaganda amongst the world, making the world feel like black people are untrustworthy and black people aren't loyal. But the whole time, y'all still watching us. Why? Because we the truth.
Watch it, because it's truly just another reason to show why, black women are literally God's favorite people. What can I say? We may not be able to figure it out all the way, but baby, we're gonna figure it out some way. And that's why y'all mad, because we figure it out. We're gonna find a way. Because I'm from around the way. We're gonna find a way in this bitch. Okay? Yes, Lord.
So no one can question black women. No one can correct.
Once again, fuck the question. Let's get into the sociology behind it. This is a perfect example of the loaded questions fallacy. Basically, it's a thinly veiled attempt to accuse someone of something under the guise of a question. So it's an accusation posed as a question. And respectfully, if this is in any way indicative of the way you frame a genuine question, then that tells me everything I need to know about your viewpoints. You frame this question as if it's an indictment. It feels more like a grievance rather than a genuine request for further information or an opportunity to open up dialogue in your comments. You presented that question as if there's only one answer to it, and then you answered it yourself. So what exactly are you asking? Because the question should be, why do so many people have an issue with accountability? Why do so many people dislike being corrected? Why do so many people ask questions if they don't want the answer or they don't want the truth? Instead, you took that, which is applied to everybody, and you tailored it specifically to black women. And then you said that people call you a pick-me. Did you look in your comment section? Because I did. Who's in there? What are they saying? Who are you stitching? That's the problem. You're generalizing a whole group of women, a demographic that you come from, because you want validation from a certain group of people. But at the same time, you're accusing black women of lacking accountability or disliking accountability and wanting validation. That's exactly what you're doing. So if you're displaying pick-me behavior, people are going to call you a pick-me. And to answer the initial question, even though it's irrelevant, I correct black men and black women all the time on this app. Nobody has ever called me a pick-me. Nobody's ever accused me of not loving my community, because when I address any issue in the community, it's from a place of love. And they know that. So if people are pushing back against the way that you present your messages, then maybe people aren't the issue. Maybe your delivery is. And quite frankly, this delivery is very emotional. It's so emotional to the point that it makes me think that it's personal. So if you have these grievances and you like to air them with specific individuals, then do that. But it's harmful and it's inflammatory to throw all Black women under the bus and to overlook a complete history and our present day experiences being Black women. The way that we're treated, the way that we're antagonized simply for existing. We're constantly corrected. We're constantly policed, even when it isn't necessary. So people have the right to push back or reject criticism that doesn't resonate with them, even if they pose the question. Now, do some people lack accountability in that sense? Absolutely. A lot of people have a hard time hearing the truth. But you made this specifically about us. And then you're mad because you're saying that everything that you do is for the community, but people call you names and say you're a pick-me. You're partaking in colonizing ass behavior. You're using Black women to rage farm, just like everybody else does. We all know that in these social media streets, the best way to get your engagement up, to get your money up, is to drag Black women. And you're doing it, but you're doing it in a way that most people don't because you are a Black woman. You're doing it under the guise of caring for the community. That's not how you come off. Nobody would look at me, listen to anything I said, even if they disagree with my standpoint. They will not say she don't love the Black community. Nobody. Because that's not what you get from my content. So if people are getting that from your content, then maybe the people aren't the issue. Maybe it's the person delivering the message.
I want to caution Black women against laughing at things that make them feel uncomfortable, like when you are blatantly disrespected. Please practice not laughing and just staring in silence. Make people feel as small as you have been made to feel. Do not enable demeaning behavior by laughing to make everyone else feel better at your own expense. Oftentimes, it is you that is made to feel uncomfortable and it's unwarranted. And I would implore you to not smile, not laugh, not crack a hee hee ha ha, and just stare in silence so that everyone in the room can feel uncomfortable.
That was it about this video, guys. What do you think about the video? There's been a lot of argument, and it's not bad to speak your mind. Either you agree with what she has to say or not. I also feel the same. It wasn't proper for her to come on media and have to speak generally of Black men and women as she has spoken, because of having come into contact with a single man, so I don't know what this generalization is about. Would you call it a racist move? I will call it that. And come from me if you want, but I just want to speak my mind. I speak your mind. Just speak your mind, because I think we've had enough of such, and we are kind of accommodating to it, and sometimes it's good for us to be quiet. I've realized that some people just want attention. They want to grow their platforms by just mentioning Black women because they know they will always have something to say. I just love every intervention right here. If you have agreed or not, I just love what you said. So I agree. I kind of respect your opinion, where you stand from, and share your thoughts. You're also welcome to share what you think about this. You can also check out for more. I appreciate your time.